The Crew. My pal Mike bought The Crew and hated it because it sounded nothing like Skins, Brains, and Guts. Had we heard Committed, the transition would have been less of a shock. And so I ended up with Mike's copy of The Crew. I gave him a DOA record, which I found slow and boring. This was the first time I traded records, and it felt weird. Not like I was getting ripped off, but like I wasn't sure it was something I was supposed to do. I took an immediate liking to The Crew. It was different from the band I fell in love with, but I accepted it. Over the years, 7 Seconds changed sounds a few times. I tried to keep up with them, but I never liked the latter era of the band. The Crew became a melodic code of conduct for me and thousands of people around the world. Their positive, profound lyrics coupled with electric playing pulled me in. I quickly memorized the lyrics and still know them. A year later, 7 Seconds followed up with the Walk Together, Rock Together 12-inch. I was at a record store standing in line when the UPS guy dropped off a big box on the sales counter. The clerk asked me if I could wait until he opened the box. Right on the top was Walk Together. I never saw that one before. It's the new record produced by Ian MacKaye. I didn't know what produced meant, but I knew that Ian MacKaye was the singer of Minor Threat, one of my favorite bands. Can I buy one? Sure, just let me make sure everything is here first. So I put back whatever was in my hands and waited for the clerk to check inventory. He sold me the top copy from the box, the one I first laid eyes on. I was about to walk out the door, marveling at an all-new, super cool 7 Seconds record, when he stopped me and asked if we could listen to it. We broke it out of the plastic and plopped it on the store's turntable, and we were both immediately floored. After we listened to the whole thing, it was less than 18 minutes, he called a friend and said, "Hey, have you heard the new 7 Seconds? It's really good. You want me to hold a copy?" That was 1985, the year that 7 Seconds became a phenomenon. 2 weeks after this came out, I was at a concert in Miami. Between bands, the club played the entire record over the PA system. The whole crowd sang every word louder than the record on the PA. All You Can Eat with Salad Bar 7-inch, Wimp Records, 1991. Our band Failure Face drove all through the night, from Augusta, Georgia to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to meet up with All You Can Eat. Rob Sexton, our drummer, told me that there would be times when touring would not be fun. This was one of them. It was boring and cramped, but playing at the end of the day made everything better. It was my first tour, the summer of 1993. We got a flat tire somewhere in southern Illinois while going 75 miles per hour. Fortunately, it was a back tire and we didn't lose control of our well-aged Ford Econoline. Jim, the roadie, was driving at the time. We didn't have a jack, so Kevin stood on the side of the road with a cardboard sign that read, "We need a jack," and eventually a good guy pulled over and helped our young, stupid asses. We didn't have a jack because when we'd packed the van a week earlier at Rob's house in Tampa, there was not room for everything and something had to be left behind. Rob said we didn't need the jack. I thought that was a bad idea, but it just did not fit. Rob said we probably won't need it anyway, adding that by merely having a jack on board, we would be inviting trouble. So, we didn't have a jack. Rob had toured many times. Jim had been on a few tours too. Brian R., Kevin, and I had never toured before, so we listened to Rob and Jim. Jim is now a professional road manager with popular bands, touring on big buses and planes, eating deli platters and staying in hotels. He's come a long way from our Ford Econoline days. The day before we left on tour, we gave the van an oil change and painted it with white house paint, using brushes and paint rollers in Rob's front yard. One time, we were caught in a sudden downpour on I-95 just outside of Richmond, Virginia. It was weather of biblical intensity, and it came out of nowhere. Rob flipped on the windshield wipers, and after about 5 swipes, they stopped in the middle of the windshield. We lost visibility in about 1 second, and clearly, we were going to die. Brian R., who was riding shotgun, let out an ape-like yell and punched the dashboard. The wipers came back on. It was a punk rock miracle. So, we borrowed a damn jack and put on our bald spare. I told Rob that we should get a new tire as soon as possible, and he said, "We don't have money for that," adding that the odds of getting another flat were pretty slim. We finished the tour on that bald tire. Somehow, we got to Milwaukee with extra time. The gig was at a neighborhood bar called Quarters in a gritty part of town, although all of Milwaukee looked pretty gritty. All You Can Eat, our tour partners for the next 2 weeks, were already there. Rob and Jim knew them from previous road days. Introductions were made. Devin, Myron, Danny, and Craig, California guys who still travel all over the world with their music. Before tour, Rob said that All You Can Eat was a popular band and that playing with them would get more people to see us. All You Can Eat are great guys and a fun band, but Rob greatly overestimated their drawing power. Case in point, Muncie, Indiana.